Welcome into the locker room. We appreciate you joining for another episode. David Collier here, and this edition brought to you by Defense. We're joined by DC Keith Patterson as well as defensive end Eli Howard. Guys, we appreciate you waking up bright and early and being part of this fun little new venture we're doing here at TexasTech.com.
It's awesome. Thanks for having us.
Well,
Really appreciate it. Looking forward to this opportunity.
all right, Coach, we're going to start with you. Some changes during the offseason. You were coaching linebackers last year. You go to safeties. You've done this before. I guess talk about the move for you and what makes you excited about this new venture, I guess.
You know, I think the biggest thing, the game has kind of changed. Used to when we coordinated, we'd coordinate from the middle of the defense because a lot of the adjustments came up front with the run fits and trying to impact the quarterback. And I think somewhere here over the last 10 years with all the spread up-tempo offenses, a lot of the adjustments in the course of a game come from the back end. I just feel a little bit more comfortable back there, just helping guys develop confidence as well as making adjustments in the course of a game. Anything
else change for you? I mean, obviously you've got a couple of new faces that have joined you on that defensive staff. Does that change things for you as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, anytime you can bring in a guy like Kevin Cosgrove who has the experience of being a coordinator, at places like Wisconsin and Nebraska, I think he just brings something to us from the standpoint of game day adjustments, being able to have another set of eyes in the press box, and someone that you can lean on that you trust what they're seeing. And then when you have a guy like Derek Jones who brings such a confidence and builds such a into his players, and I think it just carries over the way he coaches them, the way he lives his life, the things that he goes about doing. I think it just helps us become better as a unit.
All right, Eli, for you come into this spring practice, you feel healthier, you're ready to rock and roll this year?
Oh yeah, certainly. The trainers and the coaches have done such an excellent job, trying to take care of us, especially the older players and whatnot. And after a long season, you do have some bumps and bruises and that's natural, and that's natural for everyone in the country. But just really looking forward to this spring, and just kind of building off the foundation that we laid last year. And it's just been a lot of fun, and thankfully we had a little bit cooler weather yesterday, so it was really fun for the guys to run out there in the rain and whatnot. But just really excited for this spring.
I know it's early on in the spring workouts, but what has been different for you after 1 year going through a new system? I mean, does it seem easier, or are there different things even in these first practices?
Right, yes, sir. Yeah, I think so. I think, we don't have quite as many speed bumps. There's just different speed bumps as far as just communication, new system, trying to figure out not only like the lingo as far as it goes with the defensive calls and adjustments, but now we're all kind of on the same page and don't really necessarily need to communicate, but we kind of know what we're thinking as far as adjustments and what KP's looking and what his expectations are for the defense and stuff like that. So I think it's just been really exciting. I think we're off to a really good start, but like you said, it's very early to say. So.
You've been a year with Coach now. You got his nickname already down there. What are some of the things that maybe somebody outside of the locker room might not know about Coach? Is there something he always says that maybe it's time to shape up and get to work?
Yeah. If he ever asks you if you need a glass belly to see, then there's probably you're probably not doing something wrong. You probably need to focus up a little bit more.
Yeah. Where does that come from?
Well, I just I've spent a lot of time coaching over the course of the years, and sometimes my wife asks me all the time. She'll say, "Where does that stuff come from?" I really don't know. It just kind of pops in my head, and I say it, and people get a kick out of it. And I'm really not trying to be funny. I just say things, and guys are just they're laughing, and I'm just things that I've come up with over the course of the years of coaching, and I don't know where it comes from.
A lot of coaching. This guy, just show you how old the two of us are. I'm going to age myself here. He was coaching high school football in Oklahoma when I was in high school. I wasn't good enough to play, but I remember those days. Going back that, I mean, what's it been like, your journey from the high school ranks? I know it's been a while. You've been plenty of different places, but what's it like being here at this point in your career?
To me, it's all relative. I grew up in the home of a coach of 30 plus years, a Hall of Fame high school coach myself. So I've never known anything different. I told these guys since probably 64, I've been at a football game every Friday and Saturday night my entire life. And I said, I don't know any other thing. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't coaching. It's just a part of who I am, and it's been a byproduct of my father. My brother's a coach. And to me, it's all relative. I was very blessed early in my career to be around some really, really good high school football coaches as a player. And then as I started my high school coaching career, I didn't have a goal to set out and say, hey, I want to be a college football coach. I just wanted to be the best football coach that I could absolutely become. It didn't matter where. To me, it didn't matter the size of the stadium or the size of the school. It was all about just being the best coach that I could be. And everything just kind of fell into place for me, and I've been very blessed. And now this is obviously a dream job for me. I mean, I grew up idolizing John Goodner. This is my Dallas Cowboys, or this is my so-called dream job.
I was going to ask if you weren't in coaching, in football, what else you would do. I don't think you know anything else. Right?
I don't. I mean, I would probably go broke. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I just know that I got into coaching to make a difference in the lives of people, and not only the young men that I coach, but the coaches that I coach on a daily basis, as well as just the people in the office. I just try to come in every day with a great attitude and just try to change the game.
I'll ask you that question. You're still smack dab in the middle of your football career. Did you play any other sports? What else would you do if you weren't suiting up for the Red Raiders and playing defense?
You know, it's hard to say because football has given me so much in my life and opportunity and just as far as character building and stuff like that. You know, it's given me the opportunity to pursue a master's, and you know, I have 1 degree from Texas Tech, and I'm very fortunate and very blessed. But if I wasn't playing football, there's no telling what I'd do. I'd probably be doing manual labor somewhere. So. But just incredibly blessed, and you know, I'm just so happy to stay in West Texas. I'm from West Texas, and the field, it feels just right at home, and something I really appreciate, and I just have so much to thank to this sport and this coaching staff. So.
You mentioned the degree. You've already had that for a little while now. What are you doing on the class side? I know that's obviously the most important thing in this whole thing, but you got some football to work on. But what are you doing outside the football?
Well, actually, I'm finishing up my last semester of my master's, and that'll be in personal financial planning. I got my undergrad in business management, and decided to go personal financial planning because Texas Tech has just probably the best personal financial planning program in the United States. So that alone kind of recruited me to go over to that side and just really want to be smart with my finances. You know, you see so many athletes, specifically professional athletes who maybe don't have the most knowledge as far as planning for finances and financial literacy. So I think it's something very big for me and something possibly very big for the sport itself. So,
Coach, if you have that problem going broke, I know a guy.
That's it, right there. Got my own personal finance right there.
All right, a couple more football, and then we'll get to the fun stuff. What's the most important thing? We'll start with you, Coach. I guess let Eli formulate his question and just throw you the hard stuff. What do you want out of these few weeks of practice leading into that spring game at Jones Stadium?
You know, I think the biggest thing is continue to build upon what we established a year ago to this day. At the beginning of the spring ball here, I know it's early. There's just a difference. There's a difference in our mindset. So what we have done is we've raised the standard, obviously, and it's never going to be good enough. We're always going to keep pushing the bar higher and higher. And what I want is to see our guys continue to build upon playing harder, playing with fanatical effort, being sound fundamentally, you know, which leads to, I believe, eliminating explosive plays. And that is probably going to be the biggest focus all the way throughout the course of this spring, is just making sure that our guys, we call it, hey, we want you to basically do 4 things before the ball snap for 4 quarters. That means what? Get lined up, get in a stance, get your eye on your key, and react to that key, and know what your assignment is. And we'll do that consistently all the way through spring football. It's going to carry over to next season.
For you personally?
I mean, Coach KP said it, you know, I think the 44 rule, you know, 4 progressions before the snap for 4 quarters, I think that's really huge, especially for young players. You know, the coaches, they say that they create chaos during the practice, and it goes unrealistically fast. And and it is made to create chaos. And I think just having a calmness in our progression will breed confidence and the whole defense as a unit. And I think it'll really help us be able to make the right adjustments and have a confidence when we play, allowing us to have proper communication off the field. Because I think, it's really easy to do it in practice, and Coach says it's really easy to do it when you're sitting in a comfortable chair with air conditioning on a big screen, But, like last year when we're playing in Norman, Oklahoma and stuff like that, it kind of hits the wall and chaos is created. So I think if we can breed the confidence of just being calm in those situations, playing through our progression, and just building on that, I think we'll have a very big step ahead in this spring going into the fall.
All right, here's our own form of chaos in the locker room. A lot, not nearly as difficult as that, trust me. We're just going to go through some rapid-fire questions here. We'll start with the easy one. Do you have another nickname besides KP? Is there something out there that maybe some of the players don't know that they don't want to know?
I probably have a few that we can't say on television, but I actually I don't know if I want to tell you that or not. I've always had nicknames. I mean, it's kind of weird. When I was in college, one of the defensive linemen my freshman year, there was a TV series on at that time, and there was a Shogun warrior by the name of Anji Saw. And one of my college teammates just said, "Hey, I'm going to start calling you Anji Saw." By the time I was a senior in college, it grew to the word Anji. And I mean, the coaches thought my name was Anji. And I mean, so that one just kind of stuck you'll still see people today. I've been out of college for 40-something years, and they still refer to me as Anji.
Nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, that's how you get a nickname.
That's
you can't
exactly
give yourself
right.
a nickname. You got one?
Yeah, I have one. Specifically, if you go back to San Angelo, everyone's going to call me Cinco. If you go, "Hey, how's Eli doing?" They kind of be like, "Who's Eli?" So I think Cinco is probably predominantly my nickname. Around the locker room, you get like the nickname Thor, but I'm not the skinny version of Thor, so they call me Fat Thor. So it's kind of funny. It's a pretty good time, but yeah. More seriously, more people probably call me Cinco. So yeah.
What?
My full name is Elisha Harris Howard V, so I'm the 5th generation. So, obviously going by Elisha as a kid, the substitute teacher is going to call you Elisha every day, and then my big butt stands up and then like, no, it's Elisha, and she thinks I'm messing with her or something. So, Cinco is probably my nickname back home. So,
right. Cinco or Fat Thor? I like Fat Thor.
I think it's funny. I think it's pretty funny. He's got his little outfit going. And we're drinking beers, but we can't really say.
All right, next thing, it may be a show, a podcast, a movie, or something like that you've watched or are currently watching that maybe people out there would be surprised about. That's not film in the locker room breaking down tape.
Yeah, my wife got me hooked on Outlander. Is a Netflix series. Yeah.
How about
I'd
you?
say Outlander.
Favorite movie or podcast, or what I'm watching right now?
Yeah, that you're watching right now, something like that.
Yeah, I'm always watching The Office. I don't know why. I don't know. It's just kind of cracks me up. Michael Scott, and Steve Carell does an excellent job. But as far as podcasts, I listen to the Joe Rogan podcast a lot. I think he's got some pretty quality content. He's gets a lot of unique people, and you just get a different kind of perspective of maybe not what's on the news or on Twitter or anything like that. So. Yeah, I like the Joe Rogan podcast a lot. So.
All right, something that you eat that you probably shouldn't eat, and maybe if the trainers or the wait staff that you're not eating right now. How about that?
I've never been a big sweets guy. I don't know, like I'm pretty good at staying away from the sugar and stuff like that. But I'm the savory foods are what gets me. Like if a cheeseburger or some pizza or something. Late nights on Saturday, I'm kind of like, okay, well, I kind of deserve to order a pizza tonight. so that's probably my cheat meal.
Coach?
I have a huge sweet tooth, and my wife, contributes to it, but she hammers me over it. Like she'll have a bag of M&Ms and Heath bars and Hershey's chocolate bars and in our pantry, and every time I go in there, it's like she'll snap her head around, like going, "What are you doing? Why do you have it in
why
here?"
You put it in there?
That's
don't
exactly
put it in
right.
there if you don't want me to eat
But
it.
when it comes to food, I do everything that Dave Scholl says not to do. I like pizza, I like wings, I like hamburgers, I like barbecue. I like all different types of food. Most of it, probably 90% of it, really not that healthy.
Yeah. All right. Favorite wing flavor, Last question for both of you.
I would say, for me personally, I like the sriracha dry rub. I'm kind of or a Cajun dry rub, either one.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a dry rub.
Yeah, definitely like dry rub, but I like just hot wings. You know, nothing to, you know, something you can enjoy, but not just like just burn your mouth up to where you can't even eat any. But yeah, definitely either like a chipotle honey or just a regular hot sauce for me.
Yeah, like you said, savor it.
Savor it.
You want
to enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. All right, final thing before we go. I've talked enough. I want each one of you guys to ask another a question about something that you always wanted to know about KP or about Cinco.
I kind of always want to know what your favorite movie was because you have all these old school sayings, but then I walked in here and you had these alligator boots on, and if that's a bull gift, then I'm gonna definitely try a little harder. You know, not that I haven't already been grinding, but I mean that's just an additional incentive. But what's your favorite movie?
Can I go with two of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Since I'm wearing my boots
Of
today,
course, come on.
If I'm wearing my boots, my favorite movie is obviously Tombstone.
There you go.
Come on. Let's go.
If I'm not wearing my boots, it's got to be Braveheart. My wife just dies. I mean, she says you always want to watch blood and guts. I mean, of course, she wants to watch, you know, some kind of love story, and I'll appease her every once in a while. But most of the time, I would watch Braveheart no less than 2 or 3 times a month if I could.
Hey, and you could be an extra in either one of those.
Hey, that works.
Like,
That works. Yeah. But no, I mean, Tombstone's my favorite movie for sure. I mean, there's so many one-liners. You know, I'll be your Huckleberry. I mean that's a pretty hard quote to beat. So, but I mean, of course, Mel Gibson and Braveheart is up there for me as well.
Yeah. Everything else is distant.
Maybe we can watch some movies sometimes, and we're right there.
Come over. Anytime.
All right, it's time to go watch movies. We appreciate you guys joining us in the locker room. Enough of us. It's time to. What's the quote from Kurt Russell? Hell's coming with us.
Hey, yeah. Hell's coming with us.
All right, we'll see you guys next week on the locker room, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.